break ground on a brand net. Buckling wild finish, 3-2, and Lansing steals the 3 points on the evening. On the evening. Sad news. Sad news to report. Sad news to report out of the world of. Welcome back. On the evening. Sad news to report out of the world of soccer as we lost a good one. Charlie just saw all of these tweets, all this outpouring. Welcome onto the campus of Mount Verde Academy, the home of OCB. The Lions hosting the Red Wolves. This game presented by Orlando Health. A beautiful game to be played here tonight on a beautiful night. And for OCB, they have really depended upon their Brazilian goalkeeper, Juliano Chade. The 21-year-old has stood on his head throughout the campaign, keeping the Lions in games, even when it doesn't look like it can be done. Sometimes Superman doesn't wear a cape. He's got 39 saves on the campaign. That is second best so far in League One action, and they will need to depend upon him tonight. For Chattanooga, they have been grinding out wins, points in their last 6 games, and that's the way you find yourself third on the table about halfway through the season. And it's when you get plays like that and you're using your head and you're getting the service from the corner and then sometimes just switching sides, getting it into the box, going baseline, and then beating the goalkeeper. That's how you grind out the points, and that's how you set yourself up to be a playoff team. So that's the matchup. The Red Wolves visiting the Lions next on ESPN+. All right, folks. OCB, Chattanooga, this game presented by Orlando Health. Tonight's game is Orlando Health's. They are proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club from orthopedics and sports medicine. To virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. For Orlando City, they're going to run a 4-4-2 tonight. Chade, as we talked about at the open of the broadcast, is in the pipes. Mendoza will be on the right. Seamus will actually be on Mendoza on the left. Seamus will actually be on the right. Tablante will be up top with Mboyu. And this is a more or less familiar lineup for OCB and Coach Fernando. For Chattanooga, they're going to run out a 4-3-3. Mengels is in the pipes. Daniel Navarro, wearing number 4, just joined the club. He has NASL and MPSL experience. Beatty, Caparelli, and Sayone will be up top for the Red Wolves, and Tim Hankinson. So dig, if you will, a picture of the Lions in purple from head to toe. They will be going from right to left on your screen. In the white kits with the red shorts, that will be the Red Wolves. They start us up. And the lady with the Barbasol is Tori Penso. So we're underway here in this League One action. Glad that you're with us. I'm Bruce Silverman. The Lions looking to get back on track. They had a good run of form and then have just lost their last 4. Bender thinking that he's got to throw. He'll lay off for Mendoza. Mendoza will throw it in already in the final third. Surveying his options, throwing it towards the box for Diouf, and that goes out of play. Last touched by the Red Wolves. So a throw coming up. Mendoza will do the honors once again. He can use this one as sort of like a corner if he wishes. He has Bender in front of him. And he goes to Mboyu. Back to Mendoza. Lays off for Serginho. Working back into the circle. John Brandon getting a rare start for the Lions. For Silva. He'll carry it forward. Sliding it. Nice long distance pass. And Jordan Bender, the 17-year-old out of Orlando, loses the handle. The whistle goes the direction of the visitors. So for Orlando City, they need to start smart. They need to string together passes that work. They like to transition the ball vertically over the top. And sometimes that works out for them very, very well, but typically they'll be off the mark on those long distance passes and shut down any opportunity they have. Here's an opportunity for Chattanooga as Beatty will keep it in play. And the defense of the Lions is going to have to work hard to get it out of the box. And Sayone will go down, the 30-year-old Spaniard. Looking for a point at the spot. He's not going to get it. So here in the third minute, Chattanooga will have to start it off on the wing. You see Tim Hankinson there in the black get-up. Walefe sending it forward and cleared out off that back line by the Lions. And what is typical for Orlando City is to be reactionary on defense. For Chattanooga, a more experienced staff, and they'll look to press forward and take advantage of the inexperience. Working that far side, too heavy on the touch. Last touched by the Lions, so a play coming up for Chattanooga. No, it will be the Lions that will throw it in on the far side, and the 20-year-old Brazilian Seamus will throw it in. Serginho gets knocked to the turf, so the ball will stay with Orlando City. For the visitors, they have played themselves after a slow start into a playoff position. Currently third on the table with a record of 6 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. For Orlando, just 3 wins on the season against 9 losses and 3 draws. And it's been a while, as we talked about, for Orlando City to have points, as they were on a good run of form when they started winning games, but they have lost their last 4 outings. Chade for Silva. And Silva, the largest player on this pitch for either team, goalkeepers included, at 6'2", 205. The Brazilian who played previously at Swope Park with the Rangers. Sending it forward, one touching it. Mendoza can't connect, but it is Diouf who picks it back up. Mendoza will send it down the line, and Mboyu will have to pick it up in the box. Picks up the defender, still on it, sliding it into the middle. Serginho will put it towards the lake. Diouf would have been the better option, and that might have resulted in a goal in the 5th minute. Player down for the Red Wolves, so he'll be attended to. As we take a look at this outstanding ball movement, Mendoza's pass picked off, but momentarily. Diouf picks it up, sends it down the pitch, and then found himself in the box. Wasn't able to connect. And it is Daniel Navarro, the newcomer. Literally his first action, and he is already smarting. The Brazilian has been in the United States nearly 5 years now, playing a number of different locations throughout the soccer community. He'll check out and have to go right back in, is trying to rub out the cobwebs in the back of his head. Played for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Also played in the South Florida area in MPSL. Mengels will kick it away. Going short, 50-50, won by Bender. And Mbuyu will try to chase it down, trying to get around Tony Walls. Walls wins that battle. Amir, Mendoza, Diouf. And here's Seamus. Surveying options. Doesn't like what he sees forward, has to go back to John Brandon, and here is Silva. Sees what he likes on the other side of the pitch, but he can't connect. Tablante, big time steal, but couldn't get a good right foot off. And Mengels will gather it up. Opportunity over in the 7th minute. Orlando City more aggressive to start this first half than they usually are. And Chattanooga seems to be slightly out of sorts. They have not spent a lot of time on the ball. They'll try to work the far side, an errant pass, and Seamus picked it off. And here's Tablante, who has a few goals on the season. Connecting with Serginho. Back out for Seamus. Seamus with a little space to work, a little give and go. Brazilian to Brazilian. And that will belong to Alex Mengels, the 6'4", 194, 25-year-old out of California. He's played previously in Portland and Tulsa in USL Championship, as well as San Francisco. Won a championship with San Francisco in the NASL 2017. Pineda with a lot of room to maneuver. Bender playing a little bit of defense and forcing him back. Walls connecting with Pineda. Back to Navarro, who's back on the pitch. And Chattanooga will play catch on the far side. Diouf will come over and keep him honest, so will Tablante. Trying to force a turnover. Ball goes out of play, and we start back up. Bender putting that right foot in front. Serginho taken down from behind. It's not card worthy, but Pineda will give Orlando City a free kick here in the 9th. They'll start it up quickly, go backwards, and that is their trademark. You won't see OCB go forward on most set pieces unless it is very, very close. Brandon, the Canadian product, for Silva, who will chip it down the pitch, and that will be too much. So a throw-in coming up, as Tony Walls will come over and do the honors. The 29-year-old out of Milwaukee, drafted in 2015 by the Chicago Fire. Last played in St. Louis of USL Championship. Chattanooga will work the back. Here's Navarro, 6'3" Brazilian. Sliding it forward. Heavy on the touch was the captain, Beatty. Mendoza will make Mbuyu challenge with Navarro. Navarro will chase it down. Feeling no pressure, will slide it across. And now outside. Zagoro leading. Silva's there. Sione taken down once again, but no whistle, as we're in the 10th minute. Scoreless. Neither team has put a shot on goal, but Orlando City moving the ball better, as a rare mistake on the sideline by Chade will give Chattanooga an opportunity in the attacking third. Pineda trying to get through. Walls will send it into the middle, headed out. And done nicely by Silva, and a throw-in coming up for Walls. Surveying his options, wanting to take advantage of this trip down into the final third. Beatty, that will go out of play. And another throw-in for Walls. Back to Pineda and back to Walls. Trying to get around Bender. Bender doing a good job of fighting off the ball. Diouf taken down. Penso doesn't see it. Serginho sending it forward. Seamus has got running room. Seamus is going to go forward. He's got Doyle to his left, but still going forward, pulling up the brakes as Doyle ran past. Now Serginho for Diouf. Well defended, gets himself out of trouble. Chipping out wide for Tablante, just outside. Now in. Trying to connect with Bender. Knocked away. Bender will come back and pick it up. Use his body to shield it so Diouf can lay out for Mendoza. Now Amir. All the way back to the other side of the pitch. It stays there momentarily. Serginho out wide. Great ball movement until it's picked off. And the opportunity is over for OCB. On the other side, here's Beatty. Feeling pressure from Mendoza, the left fullback that was already in the middle of the pitch. Going long distance, trying to connect with Sayone. And he puts it in the back of the net from long distance. In the 13th, it is 1-0 visitors. So Chattanooga on their heels for the better part of the beginning of this match, going over the top, well defended, but that left foot by Cito lifts up, catches Chade just napping off of his line, and that ball goes over his head, and you saw Juliano Chade's knees just buckle. And it's 1-0 for Chattanooga. Not great opportunities to start the match for Chattanooga, but they take advantage of the opportunities that they have, and they break through. Another opportunity here. Pineda sliding it forward. And that would have been a brace for Sione, but that flag goes up, and we stay at 1-0. But already you see Chattanooga striking first, seeing the opportunities and taking advantage of that left side, that right side defense for Orlando City. They've been knocking on the door, even double-teamed. Sayone finding a great way to break through. Silva, long-distance pass, well off the mark. Here's Beatty. Flicks it forward. Sayone gets it back, tries to curl it. Beatty is down. Sayone's shot from distance, trying to go far post, but he went too far wide. And the captain is down, and we take another look. A little give and go here. Opened up his hips and just sent it wide. Had he closed up, might have been able to curl it far post. Missed opportunity. And the captain back on his feet, having a conversation with Torrey Penso. Doing his job as a captain. And Chade will start us up. Going short for Amir. Pulling up the brakes, feeling pressure from Brady. And here is Diouf going forward. Tablante tripped up. Late whistle. Diouf will start us up. 16th minute. Silva. Mendoza sending it down the line. Bender, well defended. Trying to dance out of trouble, looking for reinforcements. Goes to Mendoza. Mendoza trying to get around Walls. Walls holds him up. Walefe got involved as well, and that will go out of play, and it will be Orlando City's throw down towards their bench. Mendoza will do the honors. Mendoza, the only member of this OCB squad that got a call up to play in the U.S. Open Cup for the big club, and that's a weak shot by Bender. If he had put anything behind it, might have been able to go far post, but he goes near post. Easy save for Mangles. So Mendoza, who got a start, or didn't start, but he dressed against Memphis in the first round that OCB, not OCB, but OCSC played in the U.S. Open Cup with a win. They advanced, and they play tonight at home at Exploria Stadium against NYCFC, a team that they have played twice already in the MLS schedule. And they have draws in both of those games. So tonight, we will find out who the better team is between Orlando City and the Pigeons, as there's no way in U.S. Open Cup in this single elimination tournament. There's no way for that game to end in a draw. Diouf sending it forward. Amir. And there's some ball movement to be had. Tablante getting forward. Going out wide for Seamus. Serginho calling for it. Seamus still battling, gets his pocket picked. And that individual effort is shut down. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. 18th minute. If you're just joining us, welcome to the broadcast. Orlando City finding themselves in a hole. It was Seone, the 13th minute, from long distance. And that's all the scoring that we have so far. Orlando City pretty much has been the aggressors in this match. Certainly have had the ball longer than Chattanooga, but Chattanooga taking advantage on the left side of the pitch as they're attacking the right side of the Orlando defense. They have found a weakness that they've been able to exploit between Seamus and John Brandon. Seamus stalwart as the right fullback for the Lions. And that's headed back to Mangles by Impansa. But John Brandon, new to the lineup for the Lions. That's a spot that's normally held down by Nathan Simeon. So that combination of Brandon and Seamus being exploited by the visitors. And they will probably go back there. You would expect that they will go back there throughout the evening because it has been advantageous for them to do so. Beatty sliding it forward. Pineda into the box, then just out. Pineda gets it back, sends it out wide. Beatty, and the flag is up, and that would have resulted in another goal. So already 2 goals have been disallowed because Chattanooga has been on the wrong side of the flag, and that's got to frustrate that man right there, Tim Hankinson. A tremendous amount of coaching experience in that man. He's taken over expansion clubs like this one here in Chattanooga. Also taken over teams when they've been faltering. Pineda, great opportunity if he can work his way through. And that is just outside. Pineda lost the handle as he was trying to take on 3 Lions. Chade will give Chattanooga a corner. It will be on the far side and jogging over there to do the honors. the 22-year-old who played previously with Orange County in USL Championship. Grew up in the LA Galaxy Academy, played for the U.S. in U14 and U20. Outswinger, headed out by Serginho. Tablante's got some running room if he can get through the defenders, and he does. Sending it over the top. Nobody home. Not sure exactly what the thought process was by the 18-year-old out of Venezuela. Navarro for Walls. Two very experienced players. And that's headed back by Mendoza to his goalkeeper. Rolling it out. And here's Seamus. Brandon saw something way downtown. Trying to connect with Bender well off the mark, and Walls chested it back to his keeper. OCB early in this game finding success keeping the ball on the ground, not going over the top as we have seen in recent time. Here's Chattanooga moving forward once again. Sending it out wide for Petey, the captain, just outside the box. Now in. Sayone trying to find the way to get there, and that ball will find right into the hands of Juliano Chade. Walefi sent it there. Tiouf, and he can't connect with Mendoza. Intercepted by Beatty. Tiouf pulled from behind. And Orlando City wanting a yellow card on Walefi. They don't get it. The Brazilian stays out of the book. We take another look from ground level. Pulling back from behind, and certainly you can make a case for a card against the 25-year-old. And here's Silvas. And that is a very good omen for Chattanooga. Points in 9 games when they score first. Will it be 10? And that is not a good omen for the Lions. They have lost all 6 games that they have given up the goal first. Orlando City has struck first on 8 occasions, but only picked up 4 wins. Well, not even 4 wins, they only have 3. But all 3 of their wins have come from scoring first. Mangles will take his time as we are more than halfway through the first half. Very experienced keeper in Alex Mangles, the 25-year-old California native, has won a championship as well as playing in USL Championship. Flag up, opportunity over for OCB. Well, we got a card coming up, so we'll sort that out here in a second. On the far side, and Tori Penso will go over there and sort out everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to OCB number 24, Moises Tablante, in the 25th minute.
So Tablante goes into Penso's book in the 25th. Grew up in Venezuela, is a Mount Verde Academy product. And he has been one of the bright spots for Orlando City in the first half of the season. Doyle. Chattanooga just taking advantage of the real estate that they have to work with. Walls staying on the ball. Pineda. Walls getting it back, sliding it forward, intercepted by Mendoza. sent forward. And neither team wanted the ball until Serginho was able to get it back to Seamus. Serginho, who will take the majority of the set pieces for Orlando City. But very often Orlando City will go short on their free kicks as well as their corners. Seamus going forward. Bender. And Beatty takes Bender down. Everybody on the sideline for Orlando City wanting a card. Throw in coming up. Mendoza in for Bender. Bender sending it right into the body of Amponsa. The rebound tracked down by Seamus. Serginho. The one touch, Mbuyu. And back on it is Seamus. Here's Diouf trying to get it forward. Walls, handball. 19 yards out, set piece opportunity, striking distance for Orlando City here in the 27th. We take another look. Diouf getting his way through. Walls going to the ground and basically stopped it like a keeper. Diouf is there. Amir is there, and Serginho has yet to join the party. Barbasol will go down. As Torrey Penso marked off the 10 yards. We've got a four-man wall. This shot will come just to the left of the center, a little bit farther out than I think the play was created by Walls. But an opportunity to equalize here in the 28th minute for the Lions. Diouf is there. He's got some help to the left and right. Will he go right through it? That's what he does. It's knocked out. Mendoza will send it back in. That's knocked out as well. Beatty sends it back. Silva was waiting on it. To Blante. And he's got some help, and he tries to dribble right through and loses the handle. We've seen that a few times by the Lions, trying to take on a defender and ending the opportunity. Chade came out of his office to kick it down. And the ball will stay with Chattanooga as we're nearly 30 minutes into this affair. So 1/3 of the way through. And the Red Wolves have a 1-0 advantage, that coming in the 13th minute. The former member of Ottawa Fury, Cito Seone. And Mangles will send it forward, well out of his office, and try to give the visitors an opportunity to strike again and double their lead. Ball will work its way into the 18. And Silva gets it over to Mendoza, who dribbles out of trouble. Into the middle, dangerous position for Amir to connect with Serginho, and here's Brandon. Serginho again, the 19-year-old who grew up in the Corinthians organization. Played for Brazil in the 15 and 16U. Flicking it forward. Mbuyu passing it to himself. Working on the far side against the more experienced Brazilian. Seamus comes up to help. Flicking it in. Diouf couldn't turn on it. Walls was there. Now Beatty will pick it up, and Beatty will clear it out. Another great opportunity, another good trip into the final third for Orlando City. They just have not been able to challenge Alex Mangles. Brandon. Silva. And we're officially in the second 30 minutes. And that's not going to get it done for Serginho. Throw-in coming up. Orlando City will play catch on the far side, try to move it forward. Seamus wasn't happy, had to go back to Serginho. They'll play catch. Serginho is an option, but Seamus goes backwards to Brandon. Silva. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world. We'll finish that thought in a second. Diouf, and he's slow to get the shot off. Player down for Chattanooga as Beatty will go forward. Beatty is taken down. And Penso will go over and attend to Connor Doyle. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. So Beatty is down, Diouf is down, Doyle is down. Might be more players laying on the grass right now than there are upright. But you're taking a look at Stephen Beatty. Played for Cork City in Ireland. And there's Beatty going down. That was actually, that was Doyle, and here's Beatty. And that's going to leave a mark. The captain having another conversation with Penso. That's been a continuing theme here. So in the 33rd minute, Chattanooga will start us up. Just getting everything organized, and they'll slide it back. Navarro for Walls. Walls goes forward. Beatty trying to fend off Mendoza. Walls now on the wing, stood up momentarily by Mendoza. Mendoza gets turned around. Pineda will pick it up in the corner. Perfectly timed. Mendoza sends it out of play, and Chattanooga will have a throw on the far side, just to the left of the flag. Walls will do the honors. In addition to playing in St. Louis and with the Chicago Fire, Walls also played with the Rochester Rhinos. This one will go out of play, and Chade will kick it away in the 34th minute. Amir, who's had a quiet game, leading forward. Seamus for Silva. Silva sending everyone forward. Sees what he likes on the far side, switching sides for Tablante. He plays it off the chest and trying to get around Seguro. He does, taken down by Seguro. We got a set piece coming up just outside the box, and this will be the second one for the Lions. First one was just outside the box, but more straight on. This one from the angle. Seguro not happy. The Albanian has played for 4 different clubs in his home nation as well as professionally in Sweden. And all that in just 24 years. Tablante now as we enter the 35th minute. A lot of bodies inside the 18. He drives it, and that's headed out of play. We've got a corner coming up on the far side. Tablante will go and take this one. Normally, early in the season, the Lions would go short. Looks like Tablante will do that again to Mboyu. Here's Seamus serving it, lifting it into the box. Silva awaiting it as Brandon is trying to track it down. Silva calling for it, battling with Navarro. Navarro sending it out of play. And Bender will quickly look to throw it in. But he won't go there. So Mendoza will come over, the 23-year-old out of Santa Paula, California. Ball goes right over Serginho's head. And Amir running up on it and sending it out of play. And it's going to be Alex Mangels who will come over and do the honors and start us back up. Orlando City more aggressive in this game than we've seen in the past. It hasn't resulted in a goal as of yet. Chattanooga has been a lot more reactionary. They spent the better part of the first half going down their left side and challenging Leo Seamus and John Brandon. And it was Cito Sione that was able to contribute and put it in the back of the net for long distance in the 13th minute. Since that goal, Chattanooga's been working the right side like they are right now. Beatty into the box, working on Mendoza. Goes baseline, sending it forward, cleared out. Off the back line by Brandon. But since the goal in the 13th minute, Chattanooga is really attacking the right side of Mendoza and Silva. Walls surveying his options. Beatty trying to turn around on it, off the body of Mendoza, and Walls will throw it in. And this in the box, but Chattanooga can't get a shot towards Chade. Mbuyu out wide for Tablante. He's going to have to chase it down. Keeps it in play. Seamus picks it up. Looking for some space, a little give and go to Serginho, and here's Tablante. And he gives it up too easy, gets it right back. Mbuyu just inside the box, earns his team a corner as it last touched Navarro's body. And Tablante will jog to the corner over there near the lake. Beautiful venue here on the campus of Mount Verde Academy. 38th minute. Will Tablante lift it towards the box, or will he go short again? And here's the 18-year-old. He will lift it into the box. Headed out. Now Chattanooga's got some running room. Serginho comes over to say hello. And Chattanooga's going to have to find some space to go back. They're able to do it. 39th minute, they're up 1-0. Navarro, who Tim Hankinson, very high of bringing him in to play center back for the Red Wolves. Silva back to Chade. Now Brandon. Silva pulling up the brakes. Just enough pressure by C2. They has to go back. Amir will drop into that back line and almost at some time will present itself as a back line of 5. But he falls back from that midfield position to give the opportunity for Seamus and Mendoza to get forward. Walls heading it forward. Here's Beatty, the captain, pulling up the brakes, waiting for reinforcements. It's there with Walls, who will carry it down and then into the middle. Pineda, well defended, into the middle. Doyle. C2 trying to get into the box, and he gets off the weak shot. Chade, and he'll rush towards the front of the box. Was trying a long distance to Tablante, but it was knocked away by Zagoro. Foot racing, you see that speed, but not enough to keep it in play. 40th minute, 1-0 Chattanooga. And you see this battle is Cito Sione trying to get into the box, trying to get a shot off, but he kind of topped it. An easy save for the Brazilian keeper for the Lions. Fans follow OCB and the rest of the USL League One all season long on ESPN+. Home to USL, MLS, UFC. Chade punches that one away. The U.S. Open Cup and more. Join over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One every week live. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Walls will throw it in through the box. And Chade will kick that one away. Walefi will wish that he had that one back because he had a golden opportunity to get the second goal of the evening for Chattanooga. Chade for Amir. Sending it forward, Bender, and Bender's got some running room as the Chattanooga defense was retreating. On the wing, Mendoza sending it into the middle, nothing on it. Can't connect with Mbuyu. Chattanooga on the counter. Plenty of room to work. Past the stripe, sending forward, knocked away, intended for Seone. Diouf from Senegal. Seamus surveying his options, doesn't like what he sees forward, goes back. Closing minutes of the first half. Slightly physical affair. Chattanooga, despite the fact that they have not had the ball as much as Orlando City, have gotten shots on Chade, gotten shots on frame. That is something we haven't seen from Orlando City yet. Another trip into the final third. Tablante working his way into the box, has to work out. Goes back to Diouf. Amir calls for it, feeling pressure, whips it around for Silva. Bender back to Silva. And John Brandon. And here's Tablante. Sliding it out wide for Seamus. Outside the box. Gets it in the box. And right into the hands of Mengels. Orlando City showing some patience to get down the pitch, and then when they have the opportunity in the final third, the service into the box is off the mark. Red Wolves forced to go back. Mengels sending it towards the touchline. Stays in play, Tablante. Taken down from behind. Hard tackle. We'll see if Penso goes to her pocket. She did go to her pocket at the 25th minute on Tablante. So set piece from about 30, maybe 30 plus for the Lions. But it does not appear that Penso is going to go to her pocket. She does go to her hip to get out the Barbasol. And she walks off the 10 yards. Serginho is there. He's got a right foot. Tablante with the left. Looks like Serginho will take this one as we close out the 44th minute.
6 and 7.
Two-man wall for the Red Wolves. Activity inside the 18. Where Serginho goes, and it bounced right into the hands of the Red Wolves keeper. He'll cover up, and now in the 45th minute, he'll look to punt it away. Nursing a one-goal lead, he'll roll it out to Navarro. Walls trying to get around Bender, and Bender will take him down. Both players tugging on jerseys a little bit. Walls will be slow to get up. Khalifi. Connor Doyle. Far side now working that left side where they've been successful and scored their goal. And they'll work all the way back. Doyle into the circle, sent back. Navarro chipping it wide. Seamus coming over to play some defense. Caparelli, who has been very, very quiet throughout, earns his team a corner, far side. We're in stoppage time. We've got 2 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure.
There will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time.
All right, so walking over to take this one, Pineda, the 22-year-old out of California. And this will swing away from goal. Gives his indication, lifts it high, headed on, but over, and Beatty is down. Beatty is down just outside the 6. As it looked like it was head-to-head with John Brandon. Beatty is still down, and this is not the first time that Beatty has been down in this half, but he's slow to get up. 50-50. Might have even been a collision, too, with Tony Walls, as both Walls and Beatty went up for that one. John Brandon was in the vicinity as well, and the captain still not getting up. This would be a difficult situation for Tim Hankinson, and with Beatty slow to get up, it may be that we'll see Beatty exit for the half. He'll be evaluated a little bit more now that we're in stoppage time. And then, depending upon the outcome of the protocol, Tim Hankinson may have to go to his bench. Right now, it just looks like Beatty is slightly dazed. Wall's checking on him. And we'll see if Beatty comes back before we go to the dressing room. Medical staff having a laugh with Beatty, so that's probably a good indication that he's okay. Just kind of got his clock run just a little bit. So if you look at the clock right now, we had 2 minutes of added time, and we are already past that as that corner resulted in Beatty, Brandon, and Walls all colliding. And that definitely left a mark, as you see Beatty touching his head right now, and that's only going to get, that is only going to get bigger as the evening goes on. So Beatty will look to get back into the game before we go into the locker room. But then he's definitely needing some ice. So he should get waved back on here in a moment. Connor Doyle on the far side, and there's Pineda slowing things up. We're already in the 4th minute of stoppage time, and Beatty is back on. So good news for the Red Wolves. And they'll work the back line. The newcomer, Navarro, pulling up the brakes, sliding it forward, then sending it back. And Chattanooga may very well be content just running out the clock before heading into the locker room, and that's exactly what they do. So after 45 plus 4 of action here at Mount Verde Academy, the visitors coming in, striking in the 13th minute, and that's the way that we will end the half. Don't go away. We've got a great halftime for you. So 1-0 after 45 plus 4 for the visitors here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Mount Verde Academy. Halftime between OCB and Chattanooga. The Red Wolves making news this past week. They break ground on a brand new home, revitalizing the whole area. It will be mixed use, and it will also include a very nice 5,500-seat stadium so that this team can play some football in this great area they call home. Last night, at Cooley Law Stadium, Lansing playing host to Forward Madison. Now, this is an affair that you would think, hey, it's a Tuesday night. We can get some good goals out of this. And they did. How about this for a bicycle kick? And for back of the net. It's 1-0 for the home team. And that is a good way to start with a beautiful highlight like that. It was number 3 on SportsCenter last night. Not to be outdone, though. Don Smart picks up his 6th of the season, and it would knot the game at 1 apiece. And here is Don Smart, playing smart, on his horse, inside the box, being patient, finding the back of the net. That's how we go into stoppage time. It's 1-1. Don Smart's feeling good about things. The Mingos are feeling good about things. But then, how about this for a little give and go? Down a pitch, forward. Bruce, Minsigan, back of the net. It's now 2-1. Again, we are in stoppage time. Now you think, all right, a goal in stoppage time, that's usually all you get. You get a yellow card for that too. But J.C. Banks had something to say about it. He gets the equalizer. We're 2-2. Hey, we're running out of time, right? This game is over. Everyone's going home with 1 point and a dry brow. But no. Minskin to Bruce. Back of the net. Buckling the Mingos keeper. The wild finish, 3-2. And Lansing steals the 3 points on the evening. Sad news to report out of the world of soccer as we lost a good one. Charlie Slagle, passing away, was with the Richmond Kickers, a North Carolina Soccer Hall of Fame member, longtime coach at Davidson College in North Carolina, and you just saw all of these tweets, all this outpouring of love for Charlie as the entire soccer universe paying tribute to one of the best. We'll be right back.
Go for goal, and they find it! Hopial's gone for goal. Another deflection off the post and in. Tacoma on top. Shot and goal! What a beauty!
Justin Dillon moving up the middle. He's going to push that ball wide toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dillon and a goal!
Inside the 18. Shot. Push wide.
The
boys in purple have dominated.
Ownby charging on, curling across. That's excellent from Hoffenau. His first goal in Louisville colors. What a finish for Louisville. They lead.
Cicerone again hitting the cross with pace. Greg! And there's one. The response from Kyle Gregg. Russell Cicerone with tremendous service in the second half.
Not statistically kept unless you're keeping a track on mileage. Does a lot off the ball to draw space for his teammates.
Collier weaving his way through. Elliot Collier for the hat trick. There it is! Elliot Collier.
It's a great opportunity again here for the Hounds.
He goes for goal.
What a shot! What a goal!
Right to party on the 4th of July. What a fucking goal.
And when the emotion starts to flow, everyone starts to settle in. Then you can push forward and press the goal.
Rios off the post and in. What a missile that is. Goal number 11 of the year in Rios with a phenomenal finish.
Jameson can give it a go from there if he wants. Jameson is it back to Billy Forbes. Billy, right foot. Billy puts it in the back of the net. Time for us to take a look at the news and notes from League One action. How about this Tormenta? Only their first loss of the season, and Greenville gets that draw at North Texas. 7 matches for the week, largest week of action ever for League One. And Dallas J hands North Texas their first home shutout. And that is what will earn you Player of the Week. And you take a look at all the fantastic kits throughout League One and Tony Walls in action in this game tonight against OCB, that right fullback position. Don Smart, we showed you the goal from last night, now 6 on the season through 14 games. Damus with 9 goals. Pepe, who will now be splitting time between FC Dallas and North Texas, stuck at 7. And Stephen Beatty, who's playing in the game tonight, has 7 goals and an assist through 14. And how about this? Paolo Jr. got an assist last night, his 4th. Logjam with 4 across the board. Seguro in action tonight as well, and Rodriguez for North Texas. The scoreboard on Sunday, 0-0 between North Texas and Greenville. Lansing, we show you that great, outstanding finish, the wild one at Ignite last night. In the upcoming schedule, Toronto will play host to South Georgia. That is Friday at 4. Saturday, Lansing will play host. Forward Madison will host this same Chattanooga squad on Saturday at 8. Greenville will host Orlando City on the road for the Lions. And Richmond and North Texas will do battle in the Kickers' home stadium. Highlights and stats coming up next.
Welcome back, Mount Verde Academy. It is 1-0 after 45 plus 4. Orlando City B trying to get back on the winning track, and Chattanooga looking for points in 7 straight. We go to the highlights. Early on, OCB moving forward and trying to create opportunities. It's a little out of character for them as you see Tablante trying to get forward and challenge Mangles. He has had an easy night. Then over the top, scoring opportunity. You know what? That's going to find the back of the net. Sayone from downtown, nearly from Cinderella's castle. It's 1-0 in the 13th minute. That's all the scoring that we would have. On the right side, Beatty, the captain, trying to move forward. Connect. Once again, the captain goes down. Cito, hips were open, does not get it on frame. Beatty back inside. Cito sending it out of the box, but that one goes right into the awaiting chest of Chade. Walefe trying to score from downtown. Connor Doyle trying to play catch with Cito. Cito battling his way into the 18, but a weak shot on Chade is easy for the Brazilian to handle. We're going to take a look at the stats. Yellow cards, the only one handed out to Blante in the 25th minute. Possession ended up being 50-50 early on. The Lions were in control. 4-1 shots on target, 8 overall for both teams, but OCB really needs to find a way to get it on frame. The only stat that ever matters is the one up top, and that is goals. And that's the way we will start the second half, as Tim Hankinson and company will start leading this game 1-0. We'll switch sides. Sun has fallen, and we've got one sub each for each of these teams, and we're going to give you that information now. So Beatty comes out. We knew because of that knock he took on his head that that was a good possibility. And
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for
Serginho checking out for Orlando City. A little bit of a surprise there. So we'll get everything sorted out for you here. Jose Soto checking in for Beatty. That in the 46th minute. We knew that one was coming. The surprise substitution is for the Lions as they start us up. All purple will go from left to right on your screen. Brandon John will move it forward. And William Bagru will come in for Serginho. Bagru, who normally plays up front. So we'll see how that sorts out. And it looks like he will, in fact, be moving towards that front line. It will be interesting to see if the Lions will go to more of a 4-3-3 or if Bagru will play somewhat of a false 9 and play up front and fall back. May also be that Mbuyu will come back and be a little bit more of a midfielder. On the wing, Caparelli sending it forward, intended for Sayone. Goes all the way back to Chade. Here's Brandon John. Diouf, they'll play catch. Beautiful campus here, Mount Verde Academy. As you see the lake on the left side of the pitch. Bagru got a touch, but it goes the other way. The captain is now Pineda, and he will send that one out of play. Pineda and Sayone frustrated with each other. Mendoza will throw it in, far side. Tori Penso is the lady with the barbasol blowing the whistle, sending Mendoza back for this throw. And trying to send his Lions long distance. Throws it into traffic, headed away by the Red Wolves. And now Chade for Brandon John. John for Tablante, who's fallen back. Bender sending it back to John. Tablante was trying to break down. Coming up to say hello, Zagoro. John coming back. Four of the 14 goals that OCB have scored on the campaign have been scored in the first 15 minutes of the second half. So we'll keep an eye on what the Lions do before the clock strikes 60. John working a lot of real estate. Sliding it forward, intercepted. Good one-touch movement by Chattanooga. Sending it out. Opportunity. From distance, Chade has to punch it away. Silva will give it back. There's that beautiful Central Florida summer. Tablante will throw it in. He'll lay it off actually for Seamus. We get another look here from distance. Seone looking for his brace. 50th minute, still 1-0. Sent all the way forward, trying to lead Seamus. Be run down and ushered out by Caparelli. And Mangles will kick it away. We were just talking about how OCB is most dangerous in terms of scoring goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half. That's the completely reverse of Chattanooga. They do their best work in the last 15 minutes of a game. In this game, getting chippy. Player back up on his feet. We've seen a lot of that. Chattanooga spending a lot of time on the grass here at Mount Verde Academy. Throughout the season, the one thing that you can definitely put at the feet of Orlando City B is they are a very, very physical team. Early in the season, it was all about cards, as most of the challenges were very reckless. In fact, they played their first two games down a man, as they saw players ushered off because of excessive play. The physical play has settled down just a little bit, that it's been yellow card worthy or at least knock worthy, but they have not played down a man in a while. Throw coming up far side for Chattanooga, as the visitors have been nursing that lead since the 13th minute. One card handed out on the evening so far, and that's Moises Tablante, the 19-year-old Venezuelan. Tablante was trying to catch up with that one off the chest of Bender, and OCB now on the ball. Seamus lifting it up, leading Bagru. Bagru sliding it in for Tablante. Tablante switching sides. Here's Mendoza. Trying to get into the box, tripping over the ball, staying on it. Diouf. Try to work the other side to Seamus. And Seamus dribbles himself right out of the play. Here's Connor Doyle. Out for Pineda. Navarro battling. OCB battling a little bit harder at this point. Ball sent forward, intercepted by John. Amir. Bender with some running room. Bender off the body of Walls, and that will go out of play. Throw in far side. Mendoza will do the honors. OCB has spent a lot of time in the final third. They just haven't gotten quality shots off. 8 shots, only 1 of them on target. Seamus flicking it over. Begrew. Seamus tracks it down as it was ricocheted away. Seamus. Diouf. Back to Seamus. Chattanooga very compact on defense, not giving a lot of room for OCB to maneuver. That belongs to OCB on the wing, to Blante, who has been a lot more active on set pieces tonight than he normally is. He's taken free kicks as well as corners. He'll definitely take this one with the absence of Serginho to start the second half. We take a look at the way this foul went down. Seamus just taken down before he can get to the ball. Player definitely played and not the ball. 2-man wall. They go short. To Blante, Seamus, back to Moises, into the middle, Diouf. Amir sends it back to Mendoza. OCB needs to find a way to take advantage of these trips into the final third. Quality shots on target. That's what they've missed tonight. Diouf, well off the mark, trying to send it out wide to Begrew, and that's intercepted easily. Mendoza will battle with Sayone. C2 wins that one. Zagoro has got some room to maneuver, battling with Bender. And OCB stepping in front. To Blante with some real estate to work. Still on it. Trying to battle his way into the 18. Gets his pocket picked. Flag was up anyway. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club from orthopedics and sports medicine. To virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. Tim Hankinson has a tremendous amount of respect for this team from Orlando City. A lot of fight in this team, despite the fact that they have not quite gotten the results that they wanted. He knows that this is a physical battle, a team that has a lot of skilled players. He believes that Leo Seamus is their best player. Zagoro with a rare mistake. Seamus will throw it in. Trying to get it back, and that's cleared out once again. Let's see if Tori Penso will show a card, and she will. So for wasting time in the 56th minute, the former member of Sporting KC and the Corinthians Academy, Walefe, will go into the book. And that's one of those silly fouls that later on in the season, when accumulation of cards goes down, kicking it into the field boards will come back to haunt Tim Hankinson and company, because they do like having the 25-year-old Brazilian in the lineup. And this now a battle on the outside. And we start back up quickly. Orlando City now on the ball. Diouf trying to get it out to Seamus, intercepted by Zagoro. He turns it the other way, sending it out wide. And that's a shot that Pineda's going to want back. Inside of that right foot. And that ball may very well be in the lake. Diouf John gets it back. The captain goes out to Seamus. Zagoro comes over to say hello, keeping Seamus honest. Nobody puts pressure on John. He moves forward. Trying to thread a needle, and that's intercepted easily. And Amir will flick it back. Sione wanted to get on it. Seamus to Blante, giving it back. Moises, who's been a workhorse this evening. Just past Doyle for John. Seamus. Orlando City just needs to find the passing lanes. They have to challenge the experienced keeper and Alex Mengels. Bender. This is what Orlando City's been doing. Controlling the ball, getting into the final third. That's when the breakdown happens. Diouf. Bagru. Bender. Punched away by Mangles in the last second. Bender looked like he had one. Ball stays in play. Bender's not sure how he didn't pick up a goal. Bender's still looking for his first of the season. I think he thought he had the equalizer there in the 59th minute. What a save by Alex Mangles. And here is a look at it. That right foot just goes through all kinds of bodies. And Mangles comes up huge. He keeps his, Alex Mangles keeps his clean sheet alive. His LeGroux, too many steps. 60th minute. So the most opportunistic 15 minutes of the season have been the first 15 for Orlando City B in the second half. And it looks like they're going to close out the hour without scoring. Looking for the latest USL League One news and content? Follow USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusive access and updates. To Blante. Pulled back from behind just a little bit. Play continues. Bagru, flag is down. Bagru in the box, double teamed, trying to find some space. Still double teamed. Seamus comes up to say hello. Seamus working it into a white kit. Bagru picks it back up. Bagru right into a white kit. And that's what OCB has been doing tonight. Foul will go against Pineda. Orlando City finding their way to get into the final third, and then that's where things break down. They've sent too many shots into the body of a defender. And Ponsa, the 21-year-old out of Ghana, played previously professionally in Jamaica, whistle for the infraction. Soto came over, and Soto has been very, very quiet since replacing Stephen Beattie at the start of the second half. OCB trying to get it into the middle. Not working. Chattanooga will move it forward, trying to find a way to get it out of their own end. John sending it back. 50-50, easily won. And now all the way forward. Sione, some fancy footwork. Lays off on the outside. He'll work himself into the box. Pineda interrupted just for a moment. Doyle out wide. And that's going to leave a mark as that ball ricocheted off the head of Randy Mendoza. Walls, who's been quiet in the second half after a very active first. Sliding it for Amponsa. OCB trying to mount an attack, but Grew will pick it up on the far side. Navarro will play defense on him. Bagru.
4-6. Do you have a sheet? 16.
All right, here it is. And Boyu, left foot, goes wide right. Another sub coming up. We'll get that sorted out for you in a moment. 63rd minute. It has been 50 minutes since Sito Seone was able to score, and now we're going to get a substitution here for you in a moment.
Yeah, ref.
Moulin, Andrew Moulin will be coming in.
Johnny.
So waiting for the referee to acknowledge that substitution. Walls, Doyle, Zagoro. He's got some real estate to maneuver. Pineda will track it down.
Possession!
Soto. Ball into the 6. No angle there. Corner coming up.
Van!
And now we're going to get that substitution. Moulin coming in.
Van! Leaving the game is number 6, Benjo Zaguru.
So Zagoro's night is over here in the 64th minute, as Moulin will check in.
He's coming.
Moulin, the Minnesota native, played a year ago for Atlanta United 2.
14. Thank you guys.
And Zagoro taking his time. Moulin now on the pitch for this corner, near side. Moulin attended Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville. Served in, headed away. Mendoza will track it down, and Moulin was on his horse. Nobody there. And a throw-in coming up near midfield in the 65th minute. OCB, their recipe to tie this game up has to be to get into the final third, which they have done with regularity. But then they have to put the ball on frame, with the exception of that shot a few moments ago by Jordan Bender. They have not challenged Alex Mangels at all. The breakdown of maybe one too many passes, maybe just not having the confidence to take a rip. A number of the shots that they have tried to get off just outside the box have ricocheted off the body of a Chattanooga defender. For Chattanooga, they're defending just well enough, but they have not really had that many opportunities to double up their lead. And this game continues to be physical. Diouf, 5'9", 135, 19 years old, out of Senegal. And if you've been watching OCB throughout the season, you do see that slim frame being knocked around on most evenings, as he's tripped up there by the newcomer for Chattanooga, Daniel Navarro, the Brazilian. They play it short, which is common for them. John out for Seamus. And that opportunity is over, as the ball was intended for Tablante, but too heavy on the touch as Moulin was there. He's the intended target, flicking it on with his head, intercepted by Seamus. But the heavy touch by Seamus doesn't work in OCB's direction. Moises needs to be very careful. Tablante there whistled on the infraction, the 67th minute. He's sitting on a yellow card to begin with. One substitution for OCB, that was Serginho coming out for Bagru to start the second half. Beattie came out to start the second half. Jose Soto came in for him, and now Moulin coming in for Zagoro. You're up to date on the substitutions. Be interesting to see how much longer Fernando will allow Moises Tablante to go, given the fact that he is sitting on that yellow card. Don't want to play down a man. Do want to be aggressive on the offensive side of the pitch. That will be ushered all the way back. Mangles will pick it up.
Yeah, they should be.
So for Coach Fernando, he does have a number of attackers that he can go to as this game progresses. Kobe Osewusu has some goals in his pocket, but Gru is already in. And he can also go to Luke Granitor. Moulin into the middle. Doyle goes out wide. Soto. And there's a foul on the far side, might bring a substitution. One of the players that I didn't talk about available for Fernando is Steven Hernandez, and that is exactly who will come in for Moises Tablante here in the 69th minute. Now, the interesting thing about Hernandez is he can play basically anywhere on the left side of the pitch for Orlando City. He has played in place of Randy Mendoza. He has also played out there where you'll see Austin Amir and Diouf play, but he can also play up top. So a very versatile player for the Lions and a very dangerous player as he is very technical on the ball. Seamus, well defended, double teamed, has to go back to John. And here's Amir, and Amir, as we talked about throughout the evening, is a player that you'll see go forward, but for the most part will fold back into the defense for the Lions. Stolen away by the Red Wolves. Double team, late whistle. And Hernandez was hoping that he was able to break forward as he was trying to get the ball away from Moulin. Two substitutions now on both sides. We're in the 70th minute. 1-0 in favor of the visitors. They are looking for their 7th straight game with a point. Orlando City trying desperately to break out of a 4-game losing streak. Only 3 wins on the season. They are now bottom of the table. They started out the season finding it very difficult to get a win. They finally did, rattled off a number of wins, 3 in total, before the slide started. Now bottom of the table, looking up at everyone they face. And they will go to Chattanooga on Saturday night. I'm sorry, they'll go to Greenville on Saturday night. They're taking on Chattanooga now. So Saturday night, OCB in South Carolina, and the big club will be welcoming Columbus to Exploria Stadium. Game time on that one, 7:30. And the pregame on both radio and television will start at 7 o'clock. USL Academy, how about this? Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. John, the forward pass, gets through. Bagru will get on it. Inside the box, sliding it forward, Hernandez. Got a shot off and once again into the body of a defender. Hernandez will get it back, flick out for Seamus. Seamus will get double teamed, lead Hernandez. Corner coming up. And OCB trying to go short and trying to go fast. Hernandez from Seamus, defended, flicking it in, flicking it out of play. Last touched by Chattanooga, so another corner coming up. We'll see if they're going to take this one short or if they're going to serve it into the box. Hernandez has the leg strength to do it, calls over Seamus. And that's where they go. They go short into the box. Diouf. And it is an opportunity for Alex Mangels to kick this one away. You take a look at the standings in League One action, North Texas. 14 games played. They got 9 wins against 2 losses and 3 draws. 30 points in the goal differential for the team from Dallas is plus 11. Tormenta in second with 25. This Chattanooga club at 22. They have an opportunity now in their 15th game, if they can hold on to this 1-0 lead, to go to 25 points and tie Tormenta. Tormenta has only played 13 games so far on the season. Only 12 points for OCB as well as the Richmond Kickers. Kickers have played 1 less game. Turning on it is Seamus. Turning on the Jets is Seamus. Seamus going towards the corner, and that will earn a corner for OCB. So the 20-year-old Brazilian who Tim Hankinson believes is the best player on the pitch in purple, showing what he can do with speed, and now Hernandez will survey his options. He goes short once again, and once again the ball will belong to OCB. This time it's a throw. Seamus does the honors for Bender, and that's punched away by Doyle. Bender out of the Orlando area, a product of Orlando City's development team. And a lot of changes coming for the Lions in their development program. New facility being finished right now in Kissimmee. We'll have the first team training there, as well as the academy for Orlando City. That will be led by former New England Revolution assistant Marcelo Nevelev. Just outside the box, Diouf looked for a second like he was going to tee it up. Bender leading Seamus, and Doyle timing that one perfectly, sending it out of play in the 75th minute. OCB has certainly spent a lot of time now in this final third. They have just not been able to challenge Mangels. Amir able to save that one in the circle. Here's Silva from long distance and well off the mark. That shot from about 45 out, and that's the thing that OCB can't afford to do. When they create the chances, they've got to be patient. Taking shots from outside the box has been a mainstay for the Lions throughout the season. They have scored a number of goals from the outside, but they come few and far between. Again, only 14 goals scored by Orlando City B on the season. They are minus 12 in goal differential. Navarro, Soto, and now here is Walls. Walls leading Soto. They're playing catch. Pineda gets involved. Moulin doesn't like what he sees. Goes back to Doyle. And the visitors stretching the field. Little heavy touch that will go in the direction of Orlando City B. And the Lions' far side throw. That actually was a foul, so Mendoza will start us up. Randy Mendoza, as we talked about earlier, only member of this OCB squad to be called up to the first team. That was in the opening match for the U.S. Open Cup. And that was a win over Memphis, at Memphis. Now 76th, almost 77th minute. And the Lions still trying to find a way to get a clean shot off on Alex Mangels. Chattanooga turning on the ball. Splitting defenders, and that will go out of play. Last touched by Diouf. Moulin doesn't want the honor, so it will be Caparelli who will take it. And Caparelli not happy with the ball, saying that it's flat, throws it in, throws it past Moulin, and Seamus will track it down. Here's Doyle. Caparelli. Moulin. Navarro will chase this one down. Give you an update on the U.S. Open Cup match being played also here in Central Florida. The first team at home at Exploria Stadium get a goal by Chris Mueller on a cross from Nane, that coming in the 61st minute. They are now well into the 70s, nursing that 1-0 lead over NYC FC. This is the third time on the season that both of these teams have done battle. They opened up the season at Exploria Stadium in a 2-2 draw. And then the Lions went to Gotham to take on the Pigeons. And there was a draw in that one as well. So tonight, we may find out once and for all which Eastern Conference team between the Lions and the Pigeons is better. And in other USL related news in terms of the U.S. Open Cup, Atlanta and St. Louis are doing battle. And Atlanta has a 1-0 lead in that one as we're in the 80th minute here. New Mexico, the expansion team, doing incredibly well in the West in USL Championship, not faring as well tonight as they come out of the locker room in Minnesota and already down 5-1. So great action in the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals. And we will see what exactly happens in terms of the USL teams and how they fare this evening. Certainly a big hole for New Mexico to climb out of, down 4 goals with 45 minutes to go. Atlanta with that 1-0 lead, a little bit closer for St. Louis to try to get back into it. And after all of the action this evening, there will be a draw 2 p.m. tomorrow Eastern to find out who will host the 2 semifinal matches and the final as well, so stay tuned to that. It will be on Twitter, so look for U.S. Soccer and the U.S. Open Cup to watch that live draw. But plenty of football still to be played, and plenty of football still to be played here. Great defense by Chattanooga, stymieing the attack by OCB. Orlando City has been a lot more frantic in their attack. They just have not been able to break through. Chade, who does come off of his line quite often, very reckless play right there. Very lucky that the ball didn't come the other way and find the back of the net. It would have taken just a little bit of space to chip the ball past Juliano, and that would have basically done it. As you see Pineda go down, whistle will go against Steven Hernandez, and Hernandez extending the hand in the good sportsmanship to the man from California, and you take another look. Little double team as Bender came over to say hello as well. So Pineda will start us back up, 83rd minute. Not quite time for Chattanooga to run out the clock. But without OCB taking their rips, once they get into that final third, it's going to be very difficult for them to equalize this game. And Chattanooga has settled into playing very good defense in Orlando City's final third. Ball into the middle, and that's going to be an easy save for Chade. He'll roll it out. And Seamus trying to find some real estate to work with. Diouf getting around Connor Doyle, sending it out. And Orlando City has to find the passing lanes and those long-distance passes not sharp enough to do what they need to do to be effective as they need to be. Seamus sends it out. It will go the other way, and we've got another substitution. So Brandon John's night is over, and Jordan Hill will come in for him. So Brandon John coming out, Jordan Hill coming in. This in the 84th minute. A like-for-like substitution.
Be smart, guys. Be smart. Well done.
And we'll see what kind of adjustments OCB makes. And it really does seem like it was just Jordan for Brandon John. So no additional strikers for Orlando City, despite the fact that they did have the availability of Luke Granitor as well as Kobe Osewusu. And Bender can't connect with Seamus, and this is where Chattanooga can really milk the clock here in the 85th minute. But yet you see Tim Hankinson telling his squad, come on, come on. And the veteran coach trying to pick up another 3 points. He knows that they're available here on this road trip. Silva, who is much more a part of the attack in the first half, has really been quiet, despite the fact that he took that very long distance shot, that right foot from about 45, 50 out about 10 minutes ago. Throw in near side, Caparelli. Flag goes in the direction of the visitors, and they'll start us back up. And all that Chattanooga wants to do at this point is nurse the clock and send the ball down on the other side of the pitch. And that's exactly why you see Alex Mangles come over and take this one, the 25-year-old out of Lafayette, California, with a lot of experience in those 25 years. Minding the goal for Portland in USL, as well as the Tulsa Roughnecks, and San Francisco winning a championship there in the NASL in 2017. Diouf tripped up by Doyle, and Doyle's going to go into the book, and Diouf will come over and let the 27-year-old know exactly how he feels. It was a breakaway. And Penso goes to her pocket, and Diouf's still down. So Doyle in the book in the 86th minute. And we see Diouf trying to break forward, and Doyle very casually takes out his feet. Connor Doyle, as I said, 27 years old, out of Texas.
Substitution.
So while we were in replay, red card was shown. We'll get that settled out here in a moment. So Connor Doyle again going into the book in the 86th minute with a yellow. Penso sorting everything out. It will be a set piece opportunity coming up.
Fucking bullshit.
So Silva now checking out. He won't be available in Greenville. He was shown 2 yellows in the 87th minute.
Second yellow card has been issued to number 6.
So we're going to take a look at exactly what happened. So the first one is dissension. So he continues to talk, and now he's going to be shown off. And that all happened while we were away, and the discipline will come from there. But now Coach Fernando and company will play down a man once more in their inaugural season here in League One. 88th minute, playing down a man. They didn't do anything with the set piece opportunity. First 2 games of the season, OCB played down a man, lost them both. Ball sent forward. First game of the season was against Tucson, and OCB dropped that one as Randy Mendoza was shown off just before the break. And then the second game of the season, OCB and Toronto, and a double yellow was shown to Emmanuel Hagan in the 34th, and then a second one in the 46th minute. And Boyu was trying to get a shot off, once again deflected by Chattanooga here in the 89th minute. And OCB playing down a man has to find a sense of urgency, and you see Bender going over to take it but not having any kind of rush. Time running out for OCB, playing down a man. Can they find the equalizer right here? Bender lifting it high in the air, headed out by Impanza. OCB picking up the loose ball. Seamus, 90th minute, flicking it towards the 18, over the head of Mbuyu. On the far side, Amir, he sends it out. Last touch by Chattanooga. Mangles will chase it down. He'll pick it up. Hernandez was coming over to say hello. OCB, if they lose this one, it will be their 5th straight. If Chattanooga gets the win, it will be the 7th game in a row that they have had at least 1 point in. Seamus taken down. 17 points in 7 games if this result can hold up. We're going to have 4 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure here. That gives 4 minutes for OCB to try to find a way to do something that they haven't done all night long, and that's get the ball into the final third and take quality shots on Alex Mangles. Diouf sending it forward. Here's another opportunity, and Boyu back of the net. That is what they've been looking to do all night long. 91st minute, we are tied at 1 apiece. And the Salt Lake native picks up the goal, and Chattanooga is just left shaking their head. You see the build-up here. Diouf sending it forward, and this is going to be an individual effort. And Boyu splitting the defenders and finding the back of the net. And Alex Mangles is just livid at his defenders for not being able to shut it down. And that is Mboyu's first on the season. And what a timely goal. So now the scenario is changed. Chattanooga can still pick up a point in 7 straight. Orlando City trying to break a 4-game losing skid. A corner coming up. Are there more heroics and theatrics for the Lions? Can they steal a point here in stoppage time? Hernandez goes short. Seamus will track it down. All the way back Chade. Seamus back to Chade as Pineda was keeping him honest. Halfway through stoppage. Chade, strong right foot. Moulin got ahead on it. Orlando City on the ball right now. Moulin, the nudge on Bender. McGrew sent it back into the middle of the circle for Amir. Back line of 3 now for OCB. Chade trying to find some space, right foots. Well down the pitch. One by Chattanooga. That one was given up by Chattanooga. No whistle there. Here come the Lions. Player down for the Red Wolves as Diouf was fouled. Pineda slow to get up. So the LA Galaxy product having the conversation with Torrey Penso and now back up, nursing the clock a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how much time Penso puts back on. OCB with the free kick opportunity in the 94th minute. Will they be content to just run out the clock, take the point before they get ready to go to Greenville on Saturday? They'll play catch in the back. Pressure, but not a lot of pressure. And that is it. That'll do it. 94 minutes of action, and we are tied at 1 apiece. The scoring started by Cito Seone in the 13th minute. It looked like that was going to be all the scoring we had, but individual effort by Mbuyu, the Mercer University product, 1 minute into stoppage, and we go to the locker room with a final of 1-1. Highlights coming up in just a moment, so don't go away for those. And we'll show you exactly the way this game goes down. But how about the individual effort by Mbuyu? Down a man as Mateus Silva was sent to the showers with 2 yellows in the 87th minute. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have highlights and stats and finish the evening up. 1-1 is your final from Mount Verde. We'll be back next on ESPN+. Welcome back to Mount Verde Academy. You're looking at the goal scorer for Chattanooga. He got the go-ahead goal in the 13th minute, Cito Seone. But then Mbuyu in stoppage time, 91st minute, it ends at 1-1. 15th point in 7 games for Chattanooga. For Orlando, they break a 4-game losing skid. And this is the way that the match went down. Early on, over the top. Seone flicking it from long distance. That left foot, just casual. Whipping around on it. Finding the back of the net, 13th minute. And it looked like the way this match was going, that was going to be all of the scoring for the evening. But Chattanooga was trying to double it up. Hips were open. And Cito sends it wide. Early on, he wanted a brace. Here's the captain flicking it into the middle. Another chance. Cito sending it out wide, but that one goes right into the awaiting arms of Chade. We switch sides. Second half. Can Chattanooga find a way to get another goal? Cito was trying. He was trying hard. He was trying hard all evening long, but he just couldn't find a way to get back in there. The Lions, that was the best shot of the evening until the equalizer. And here is the equalizer. 91st minute, 1 minute into stoppage time. Individual effort by Mbuyu. Side netting, then back of the net. And down a man. 1-1 is your final. As OCB steals a point at home despite going down a man and possessing the ball 53% of the time. They got 16 shots off on the evening. The only stat that ever matters is the one on the top line, and that is 1-1. Chattanooga would have jumped up and had 25 points on the campaign. Now they actually have 23. Orlando City, and that is incorrect, folks. Orlando City now has 13 points on the campaign, but they are no longer in the cellar. And that is good news for Orlando City B, as they will go to Greenville next on Saturday night. The main club is now knotted at 1 apiece with NYCFC in that U.S. Open Cup match just down the street at Exploria Stadium. For everyone here in Mount Verde and for everyone back in the control room, we want to thank you for being with us here on ESPN+. Orlando City B and the Red Wolves 1-1. I'm Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.